Hey guys, it's Memorizer92, and today I'm gonna cover which skill to invest on Glaivier based on how many points you have. Before watching this, it's also recommended to watch my Glaivier videos that I linked in my video explanation. Then let's get started. The purpose of making this video is to show you guys which skills to invest based on your skill points, right? So since I already covered precisely on the tripods on my videos, I think you can refer to those videos if you are curious about what these tripods do for specific skills. Okay, here I go. The first one is Specialization and Swiftness build. The skills that you want to go for is this skill right here with this tripod, and this skill right here with this tripod, and this skill right here, which is the party synergy skill with this tripod. And also you want these red skills right here going on for this tripod, and this one as this tripod. And for the last skill, there are some options, like the first one can be this skill with going for this tripod right here, or you can also go for this skill right here with this tripod right here, or you can go for this red skill right here by going for either one of these two for the first line, and going for the second line for this one, and third line for this one. If I try to tell you the difference of these three skills, well, for this red one, it's better to go for this one if you have Raid Captain, because Raid Captain increases your damage based on your movement speed, and you get high movement speed in your red stance, right? Also, this skill has guaranteed crit tripods right here, these two. So if I try to show you guys, and this skill has to be used on the certain distance, because if you use it closely like this, then it will not guarantee crit like this, so it has inconvenience. And for other two skills, this one and this one, it's better to go if you don't run Raid Captain. So for this one right here, when compared to this skill, well, it has immunity from push skills, but instead the DPS is lower than this skill. So if I show you the skill, it's this one right here. And for this skill, the DPS is higher than this skill, but it doesn't have any immunity from push attacks, which means you can get this skill cancelled from while you're in the motion. And when it comes to the runes, I think as a Glaivier, it's better to have some Gale Wing runes and Conviction and Judgment rune. Well, for Gale Wing, it's better to apply on red skills, because on the red stance, you don't get attack speed buff, right? So that's why it will be better to have Gale Wings on red skills. For instance, like this holding skill right here. It will be good to apply on this skill. And also for Conviction and Judgment rune, it's for the mana, the lack of mana issue. Well, as a Lance Master, Glaivier, it's easy to face lack of mana if once you start to spam skills. So in order to prevent that kind of issue, it will be better to go for Conviction and Judgment rune before you reach 1445, where you get the relic set that prevent you from lack of mana issue. And the skills that you wanna apply these two runes can be any skills, as long as it's a blue skill, except for this skill, the party synergy skill right here. Well, as you guys already might know, in order to activate Conviction and Judgment easily, it's much better to apply it on skills that does multiple skill. I mean multiple hit, right? So if you see here, this skill also does multiple hit. I mean this one, and this one does multiple hit, and this one also does multiple hit, and this one as well. Except for this synergy skill that hits the mob just one time. So you get the point here, right? And for the other rune, I don't think there are better runes compared to the ones that I mentioned previously, so you don't have to pressure out yourself. And if your skill point is less than 288, then it would be better to subtract the skill point from the last skills that I mentioned. So for instance, I told you guys already that there's like 3 candidates for the last skill, right? Well, this one and this one and this one, right? So for instance, let's say that I went for this skill out of those 3, so it will be like this, right? Only this skill. Then I have 288 skill point, right? And if you have less than this skill point, 288, then you start subtracting from this skill right here, like this. So that's how you should manage your skill points, I guess. And if you have more than 288 skill points, then it's really simple to manage, because for in my case, if I mastered this skill right here out of those 3 skills, then in my case, I should go for either 2 skills that are left. For instance, this one right here, or this one right here if I have the raid captain. So let's say that I don't have the raid captain. That means this will be my next option. So you start to invest your skill point on this skill right here. So it's just that simple. And when you reach level 55, you have a chance to raise your skills up to 11 like this, right? And when you reach 60, then you can invest it to 12, which is the max. And this is very important because whenever you invest skills starting from level 10, then it gives you like kind of like 10% damage increase for every investment. So you can see that it's really important to invest over 10. And for let me show you this case. For instance, like how you manage this skill set when you reach 55 or 60 is that let's say that I went for this skill right after this skill, right, like this. And let's say that I reached level 55 currently. So in that case, it's better to invest your skills on the red skills first, since red skills are the skills that has guaranteed crit tripods, right? So for me, let's say that I wanna invest these 2 skills to 11 like this. Then there will be some skill point that has to be subtracted, right? If you are capped. And in that case, I can just subtract the skill points from the skills that I went for the last. In my case, it's this skill right here. So kind of like this. You guys get the point here, right? This is how you want to manage on your skill set. And for this example that I showed you guys is when you don't have enough skill points. But if you do have enough skill point, then you don't have to do like this. Like you don't have to minus your skill point. The next one is specialization and crit stat build skill set. Assuming you have 288 skill point, the skills you wanna go for are first this skill with this tripod, which is same as the first stat build, and this one as this tripod right here. And you wanna definitely go for this crit synergy skill as this tripod right here. And for the red skills, you wanna go for this skill, which is a new skill that I haven't mentioned. Either for our first line, you wanna go for this one or this one. So this one is the tripod that allows you to increase crit chance when you hit the skill by edge. And this one increases the attack speed of this skill. So you can choose either one that fits your style. And for rest of the tripod, you want to go like this, these 2. And for the next skill, the tripod is like this. And for the last skill, this skill right here, the tripod is like this. Notice that when compared to the first Climax build, which goes for spec and swiftness, like you have this new red skill right here, and also you have these other red skills with different tripod. For this skill, you go for this tripod instead of this one, because you don't need to go for the guaranteed crit tripod that's here. And for this skill, you also want to go for the tripod that raises your damage, this one right here, rather than going for the guaranteed crit tripod. So if I try to show you these 3 red skills, this one is W, this one is S, and this one is R. When it comes to the runes, you definitely want to go for Gale Wing on most of the red skills, these 3 red skills right here. And it will be better to go for Conviction and Judgment on blue skills. Notice that for this skill set at skill point 288, you only have like 3 blue skills mastered here, right? Since this one is a sinner skill that just hit once, you wanna put Conviction and Judgment on these 2 skills. When you have less than 288 skill point, then the skill that you have to start minusing, which I recommend, is this skill right here. If you have more than 288 skill points, the next skills that you want to invest in are in the blue skills. Like it can be this one right here or this one right here. So if you want to master this one, then the tripod you want to go for will be this one, and this one. And if you want to master the other skill, this one right here, then the one you want to go for is this one, and this one, and this one. And once you start to run either of these 2 skills, this one or this one, then you can transfer either Judgment or Conviction rune from these 2 skills to the last skill that you invested. And when you reach 55 or 60 level, then the skills that you want to invest on from level 10 are in the red skills, because in this build, red skills does much more damage compared to blue skills. So for instance, if you hit level 55, you want to go for either red skills to 11 like this. And if you hit 60, you want to invest it to 12 like this. And if you don't have enough skill point, for instance, then the skill that you want to subtract can be this skill right here, like the last skill that I mentioned. This skill or this skill. And if you have enough skill point to raise these red skills level, then you don't have to subtract any skills. The next build is Moderation class engraving build by going Swiftness and Crit stat. For the skills, if you have 288 skill points, you want to go for this one right here as these tripod, and this skill, which is the new skill that I haven't referred before, as this tripod right here. If you see the skill, it's this one. And the next skill you want to go for is this skill right here, which is the same skill that Climax use as well. And if you see the third tripod right here, like you can choose either one of these 2 tripods when you go for a moderation build. So if you choose this one, it makes this skill into a holding skill like this. And if you choose this one, then it just blasts Whirlwind. So you can just pick either one that you like. And for the next skill, you can run the tripod like this, but for the second line, this one right here, you can also choose this one right here. Let me show you the skill. So if you pick this one, then it flashes twice like this. And if you pick this one right here, it flashes once. When you choose a tripod that does less damage, for instance, for this skill, this tripod does less damage compared to this one, and for this skill, this tripod does less damage than this one. But the common thing is that both of these 2 weaker tripod, the motion ends faster. So as a moderation build, remember that for moderation, you want to go for high swiftness as a stat. Because of that, your skill cycle rotates faster. So even though you go for the tripod that does less damage, since the motion ends faster, the overall DPS doesn't decrease. Like, you got the point here, right? The next skill is this one right here with this tripod. You can also choose this one right here on the first line. Like, this tripod decreases your mana consumption of this skill, and this tripod applies stagger rate on this skill. So if I show you this skill, it's like this. And the next skill is, of course, the party synergy skill, and the tripod are same as the previous builds. If you have less than 288 skill point, then the skill that you want to subtract is this skill right here. And when you have more than 288 skill points, then the skill that you want to go for is this skill right here that you saw in the previous builds. When it comes to the runes that you want to go for moderation build is also Gale Wing runes and Conviction and Judgment rune. For Gale Wing, you can just apply on any of the blue skills since most of the blue skills have long motion. And for Conviction and the Judgment rune, well, you can also apply that rune on any of the skills as long as they do multiple damage. And Moderation build has lots of skills that does multiple damage. For here, if I use Q skill, this hits multiple times, and W skill, this one also hits multiple times, and E skill, the Whirlwind, it also hits multiple times, and even this skill and this skill, A skill. When you reach level 55 or 60, the skills that you want to invest the skill point on will be these two skills, because these two skills are the strongest in the moderation build. So when you don't have enough skill point, the skills that you want to subtract for will be either this skill right here or this skill right here. Well guys, that's all for today. If you liked my video, please smash the subscribe button, which will really help me a lot. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys again on the next video. Bye bye!